was a beautiful Sunday afternoon. We were out for a ride in our boat and heard it was for sale, and we called the realtor and he said, "Let yourselves in, the key is under the mat." And the feeling of, being in a very almost religious place was big. It was a big feeling. I am Kate Horgan, and we are at my home on Hunting Island in Maine, off the coast of Southport. What I know about the history of the house is that someone built it 100 years ago as a duck hunting lodge. I call it a get away from your wife, shoot ducks and drink beer kind of situation. When we bought Hunting Island and knew we were going to need to renovate it, there was only one person to call. While we were deciding what things we were going to do with Knickerbocker, it had really taken the brunt of some storms. So we knew that those things all had to be addressed with the design and with our plans for the future.
The first time I walked onto Hunting Island, I was really impressed and awed by the natural landscape. It had a lot of character, a lot of warmth, but it lacked amenities. My name is Rick Nelson. I was the project architect for Hunting Island. Bob and Kate came to us basically just to bring the building up to the 20th century. The floor plane is very close to the high tide line, which is a beautiful feature, but it also poses some challenges. So as a result, we had to think creatively. One of the things that we've done, we've replaced all of the windows and also developed a system for ballistic storm panels. So in the case of a storm rolling through, they could quickly be put in place.
Working on an island, and Hunting Island in particular, certainly poses many challenges from a construction standpoint. My name is Steve Berger, and I'm one of the construction managers with Knickerbocker Group. My role on the job as construction manager was pretty much to deal with all the logistics of working on an island, something that's not an easy task. Despite its proximity to shore, you're a world away. Obviously, one of the first ones is tides. Are the tides right to get men and materials back and forth? All the materials had to be hand carried up to the house site. Once you're on an island, you don't want to have to come back if you can avoid it. One of the first and biggest challenges we had was getting power and water over to the island. That required laying a submarine cable, involved divers, waiting the lines every so many feet, right up through signage at the end. We ran about 600 feet of cable, and one of our particular challenges was to make it look as if it had never been done.
The owners were also looking for us to add a bunkhouse to the property. The big challenge there with it only being a 1-acre piece of land, once we established where the setbacks were, we found out that we had a piece of land that was only about 10 feet deep at its deepest. Those restrictions actually forced us to think creatively and come up with a really unique building that works well and fits the island perfectly.
Living on an island, there's a lot of schlepping. You really need to think ahead for the meals, and you need to be able to suddenly produce a meal with whatever you happen to have on hand. The aspect of nature is so, prevailing. The tides are just the most obvious of that influence of nature. I mean, the air is changing, and light. The light changes every minute. It's just an amazing place where nothing is ever the same.